All right, welcome to the Game of Thrones spoiler cast. I didn't get that part, so
God damn
unfortunately,
it. That's a shame.
he surprised me with that line. This is our
Here, say
spoiler.
it again.
Oh, I got a comment. The first comment I see when I go on my reaction for this episode is, "Are you thirsty?"
Thirsty
That's
she
from-
was.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
from,
a.
That's from Mr. Dong, by the way. I know
This is-
him. He's
this
on,
is
he's
our-
on a lot of the
Today.
comments.
This is our spoiler cast for every new episode of Game of Thrones up until the end. So like another month.
All five.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
last-
another 4 episodes.
4 more to
Yep.
go.
Well,
So
we still got to talk about this one, so we still got
yeah.
five.
So I guess 5. Yeah. I'm Adrian.
I'm Gore!
Casey.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. I put the names, so it really
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter.
well, because I do this because
no one's listening.
Well, because no, when I actually I'll do that. I'll throw the podcast on when I'm driving and throw it up there.
You know who we are,
What if I didn't?
but you're in this. How you
What-
not gonna know who you
What
are?
if I wasn't in this?
You wouldn't be listening then.
Sometimes.
No,
Anyway.
not sometimes.
We're talking about episode 2 of season 8. This was called what? It was called A Night of the
A
Seven
Knight
Kingdoms.
of the Seven Kingdoms. Even though on their Wikipedia it said the rightful queen, so I was annoyed.
Yeah.
I had to switch the title on my reaction because on HBO Go it doesn't say that.
They don't. They're just not spoiling any of the titles right away,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The
so
fucking episodes are starting to leak ahead, which are really gonna have to be careful with
Second
next
one.
week.
I usually just
The second one that leaked.
I
Yeah.
usually just avoid
Two.
going on the internet for the most part on
Yeah, I didn't even know it leaked until about 30 minutes before it
Yeah.
aired. So I
um
only knew that because I was looking up something for the reaction. So
quick impressions about this. Like quick couple second impressions on what you guys thought of this episode.
Okay. I thought it was good. It was a great episode, actually. I liked it better than the first one. The first one did the reunion thing, and this one did the same thing, but I think it did it better.
This episode was the goodbye
Way better.
episode. This is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
It was still a
this,
reunion, though.
I
This-
put it
Yeah, but like 15 minutes in, I lost track of like all the fucking death flags this
So-
show is raising
That-
for people.
well first
Oh,
off
look, they're
we'll get to
kissing and,
we'll get
oh,
to it.
they're-
We'll get
She's
to it.
knighted now.
We'll get to it.
Like-
But I for sure the one thing I posted or I wrote in my notes was this is closing all the arcs. This is like, hey, all right, we have something open, close it. Have something open, close it. Because hey, we don't know if anyone's living. We can't. We do not have the excuse.
I don't feel like all
Not
the arcs.
all.
I felt like
All of
honestly a large portion of that was closing out for all of Jamie's stuff. That was like the first half of the episode.
Well, no,
was,
for
like,
sure.
Jamie-
Yeah,
all
I
the
had that
Jamie
listed.
shit.
A lot of Jamie stuff.
There was a lot of other ones too. I think.
But,
I don't know if Jamie will die next, but
No, I don't think so. But this was what I felt. This episode was hey, we really don't want you to know who's coming up, and we have no one. No one can complain right now. Oh man, they died before. We got to see those two get together. It's like, nah, we saw everyone get together. Everyone at some
Yeah.
point, everyone that we really wanted to
besides
meet up.
Brienne and Tormund,
Yeah.
we didn't see them together. Or Brienne and Jamie. I don't fucking know, man. That triangle's scaring me. I don't know who she's gonna go with.
Well, I never really thought of them as romantic. I thought that was.
It's
Yeah,
obvious
but-
she has feelings for him. It's very obvious.
Well, no, for me, it just came off as like a mutual respect between the two.
That's
of
the
them.
vibe-
I don't know,
that's the
man.
vibe-
Every time he's there, I don't know.
That's the vibe I get. I feel like there's just it's not necessarily romantic. It's that he's such a higher authority, and she never had that higher like respect. You know, she's always been like on the tail end of it, always like the guard. But he's the one that actually gives her like the time of day. You know, like even when she protected Sansa.
That's why I think she does have feelings.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
Because
yeah, so
she's
impressions.
never had that before.
So
really.
before we delve into this, 'cause I don't want to get off track when we go back into it. So you thought it was better than the last episode, Casey? What do you think?
Yeah.
Same. I thought it was a lot of the same, but it was still a lot better.
Yeah.
And
I felt like it wasn't as quick with some of their scenes too.
No,
Yeah.
we got a lot of shit done in here, and I'll say I love this episode. This is honestly a fantastic episode, and man, it sucks because there's just that impending doom you have in the back of your
Mhm.
head where you're just like, this is a I never really thought of it like yeah we're like at the end. This
End game.
episode was the one that really made me feel like shit we're at the end like.
Yeah.
This felt like an episode you put like this felt like an episode 4 like everyone's like all right we're done like this is it we're wrapping here.
Yeah, I was gonna say this felt like it kind of is. It feels like a penultimate episode, like right before the end, which with next
Will be
week's.
for a lot of people.
Honestly, I don't think we're gonna get too much. Which I would be surprised that I don't think next week we're gonna get too much in the way of dialogue. I mean, like at all.
No, we got it all done.
I think next week it's just gonna be for most of the almost hour and a half. It's just gonna be nonstop fighting for most of that.
Yeah, I would see that. Yeah,
So,
I'd say maybe
I think yeah,
moments
I think
here
that's
and
why
there.
they've done so much of the dialogue the last two.
So let's dive into it. So I have like very basic just who met up with who, and it's a long rundown. And I just went through the episode, looked up who, and we'll fill in the details from there. So we start off immediately with Jamie tweeting to the court to be like, hey, like I'm here, I'm on your side, I'm not, and he kind of threw the whole case at like, hey, Cersei lied, that she has no intention of coming here, which kind of threw Tyrion under the bus. But
Yeah.
Brienne stepped up. Brienne was like, hey, I got you, and if it wasn't for Brienne, he'd be dead. He'd be dead as shit.
You'd be dead, Sansa, because then I'd be dead, and then you'd be dead. Chain reaction. Like, and then you wouldn't be here, and then the show would be different. But he's a good guy.
But Brienne pretty much simultaneously like saved Jamie and Tyrion right away there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I think she was gonna kill Tyrion or anything.
No, but he would have, once he like didn't have any protection of being the hand of the queen, being in Winterfell, as I'll say later on, is he was probably open.
Sansa would have protected him. Sansa likes
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's such a wavy line at this point. But I don't
think anyone would have gone after him, because I think at this point they don't trust him, but they don't feel he's a threat.
Oh, he isn't a threat, but I mean, but he's still
he's a
no, but I mean,
he's still
like,
insanely
even if he
smart.
wasn't the hand, I don't think anyone would really go after him, because he's not a threat. He's not a concern. Honestly, if they'd probably just throw him out and just leave him to die, they wouldn't do anything.
Maybe I felt like there were connotations of that they would turn on him and dime the way they just looked at him and Jamie. They spit everywhere. Like I feel like, especially now, like Winterfell, as we described last episode, Winterfell is just a hard place to live in if you're not welcome there. And I don't think Tyrion would have lasted really. No, and no one would really bat an eye, especially with the Night King right there. No one would give a fuck. But yeah, so that was there, and I put, and the reason I look at that, I love Brand's line in here. Jamie just pleading, I'm a different man, and Brand just does this creepy little shit thing, or he just did in the corner, and goes, what was it? I'll do anything for love, or something like that.
The things I do for love.
The things I do for love, and Jamie just looked at him like, what the fuck, dude?
That's what he said before.
Jamie just looked right over at him like, what the fuck, dude?
Everyone just looked at him like, what's that supposed to mean?
Every time he says something,
Jamie just has that slightly panicked look, even more panicked look on his face.
Every time he says something, everybody looks at him like he's a fucking ghost. So,
speaking of, we got Ghost in here. Just not to jump ahead, but we got 2 seconds. We got two and a half seconds of Ghost.
Yeah, 2.5. I'm sure he'll
just
live.
to show that he's still alive.
Yeah. Did you see people were really upset about that? You're like, what the fuck, man? There's one. I saw one picture. I didn't retweet it because I didn't want to put spoilers. But it had a husky like standing on 2 hind legs, looking around the corner like this, and it goes, "No one, Ghost." It just had the dog just looking around that corner like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we got that. After following that, when Brienne says her point, Sansa stands up for Brienne, which she says, "All right, yeah, he's cool." And then that kind of threw off Dany. Dany, who was ready to just throw Jamie out, she was like, "All right, cool, we'll keep him." So they went off that, and it was like an awkward vibe afterwards, and they all walked away. Then afterwards, Dany had to talk to Tyrion and said, "Hey, if you are like this close to losing that hand,
yeah,
right now,
I'm gonna give it to somebody else." And then looked at Varys and
and he looked behind him. He's like, "Well, I guess you guys have this."
That's the one thing I liked. That one subtle thing I liked is when she said, "I'll find a new hand," and then just for that instant glances at Jorah.
Yeah, which
it's like, all right, if he fucks up, I'm giving you the job back.
Right. So there was that whole thing, and I don't think there's much to say about that, but there's obviously some tension there, but I don't think that's gonna go out. I think that's just tension for the sake of tension. I don't think that's necessarily gonna be a thing. Then we had Arya and Gendry with our first hint of like something's gonna go down, because you see Gendry there looking all fucking sweaty, doing his thing right there, and Arya looking at him,
pounding that metal,
pounding something else later.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was the whole the pretty much same scene as last time, where it was like, hey, you're gonna do this, and she was like, Gendry trying to be like, you should save yourself, you be safe, and Arya had to be the whole like, I'm a badass, let me throw knives.
Yeah.
And he was
like,
like,
I can't wait to see you.
he just got rock solid at saying.
Yeah, he got rock hard. Pre-came everywhere.
You could just see that. He was like,
got
oh hell
moist.
yeah.
He got moist. He got moist.
I also liked how he kept trying to dodge the answering the question about when he fought them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I guess
How many did you kill?
once.
A few.
Like
Well, how many were there? A few.
A few, and then I ran away.
Yeah.
I fought a few, then I ran away.
How many did you kill?
request.
A few, but that was by me. I mean, by being in a group of people that killed them.
So we got that. Then we have the Jamie run through where it's Jamie and Bran.
Yeah.
Which you see back there in the background. And that's a whole other thing where he's like, hey, I'm sorry for doing that. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, don't you? He's like, I'm not Bran anymore. He's like, what? Man, you crazy. Yeah. He's like, nah, I'm chill. But it's funny because I feel like
if that was the dialogue, then
I will say, and I'll mention this more coming up, but the one big hole in all this I find is I'm surprised it took Tyrion to be the one to be like, yo, let's sit down and talk. Like, what are you talking about? And I'll mention this in my notes because we'll talk about that for sure more. But I thought it's peculiar that everyone has a talk with Bran, but I feel like everyone's just so like not on Tyrion's level of like intellect, where it was like, huh, you're weird,
right,
and then just walk off.
Well, I think it's more of everyone just with the Night King and everyone coming. They're just so busy with stuff that they just don't. That's not. Whatever he's saying isn't a priority to them.
If I was fucking Jon Snow or Daenerys, and he fucking said that the Night King had my dragon, I'd be like, all right, tell me some more shit. Like, what are we dealing with here? Because
maybe they did. Just
well, no, they did that, but they didn't go into like the whole story of what happened.
At this point, they do a lot of the in between shit.
Yeah, which is my biggest negative.
I mean, Tyrion is the one that came up like, hey, tell me your story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But
at that point, Tyrion had literally nothing else to do anymore.
And I get I get that Jon is not about learning stuff, but Tyrion's definitely more about the information, so it makes more sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, it does make sense.
That's gonna come up in like the next episode where it's like the whole reason he did that was to come up with some sort of plan.
Well, I'll explain more on that. So yeah, we had Jamie and Bran. They have the whole talk out there. That was. For what was a cliffhanger last episode, I feel like there wasn't enough of a payoff here in this episode. So I'm like,
that's why I didn't think it was a big deal. I knew it wasn't.
Yeah, because that was actually basically, I think that's actually how I said it'd go, where it was like instead Bran wouldn't be upset. He'd say, "Oh no, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be like this now."
Right. So then we transitioned.
Him being upset would just completely break the character. The character.
Well, I was never even like that, but I just feel like
statue.
And not even that. I feel like even if you didn't think that was gonna happen, I just feel like that was such a cliffhanger that it was like, I think the cliffhanger should have just been straight up just, hey, John, you're Aegon, and it would have been like cut right there. And I was like, all right, that's the big plot point that we need to end on.
Yeah. The wheelchair has more personality. So
Jamie and Tyrion are outside talking. This is where they're getting the whole bad looks, and so it's funny because I had HBO problems twice where the episode just paused. I had to reboot HBO Go. And my buddy is also watching on my account, and so it just hopped me forward to where he was. So he was like at the point of me restarting everything and booting back up, he was like 10 minutes ahead. So I had ended off where they were just talking in the where it was Jamie talking to, or it was Dany talking to Tyrion. Then it jumped forward to this whole scene, and all I saw just immediately when it popped up, which the only thing I heard was Tyrion go, "We're gonna die." I was like, that was a comedic timing perfectly. I was like, all right.
About 15 times in this episode, characters just say, "Yeah, we're gonna die."
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That was a cool tone because it was just, dude, I felt it. Like it was like I felt that there was like the last two raw. Like, man, we are really just gonna go down.
Which I know we'll touch on, but that also made when Tyrion said like near the end where he said, "We're gonna survive this." That just made that delivery even better.
I think that's why they laughed. Yeah.
Let's say we're all gonna die.
I think we'll live. It's like,
right.
I'm sure.
With all the stuff, with all the times that Tyrion's foreshadowing his death, I feel like I think he's gonna live. I have a feeling he's gonna live.
We'll see.
So, yeah, Jamie and Tyrion do that. Then it transitions to Jamie and Brienne, and that's where Gore gets the fuck vibes from. I'm guessing because he's like, saying stuff, and Brienne's like, "You always made fun of me. Why aren't you making fun of me?"
Oh yeah, that was fuck vibes for sure. It's
I
from
also
her.
love that. Do you want me to make fun of you? No, good.
Good.
I did. I love their chemistry. I missed it, and I love that. It's so wholesome, Like Jamie, from going from someone, and I love hearing it, like people say this because Jamie was like number one on our shit radar, like episode 1. And
Oh
yeah.
he just made the fucking arc, and he's just like we just all feel for him so much now, and
He's gone from a
Jamie.
complete piece of shit, hateable character to like one of the most beloved characters of the
Right.
series.
and I just love it
And
because
he still fucks his sister.
he just says that, like,
in Game of Thrones land, anything could happen.
he just, and I love that he owns it now. He just says it like outright. But
Yeah.
I just love that because he was like, hey, I want to fight for you. Like, that felt like I felt that. Like, I was like, he's really come a long way. He's like, I'm not a good fighter anymore. I'm missing a hand. So, but I would love to fight for you. And I thought,
or during his travels, what's his name? Jackon intercepted, and it's him coming to get Arya.
so he does a whole elaborate shit to go all around Arya.
Yeah.
So
since season 6, Jackon has been fucking Jamie for no reason.
we transitioned from that to Dany and Jorah.
And even just on that, even better is Jamie's just still at King's Landing with no idea this is going on, just living a normal life.
Yeah.
Fucking Cersei.
Or
Jackon was fucking Cersei too.
Yeah, Jackon. he was jacking.
Well, what if the baby gets born in Jackon's face?
Oh,
Maybe it's Jackon.
man.
Oh god, I think we're getting the name wrong too.
This gives birth to like
I
a
think it's
6 foot
Jackon.
tall baby.
Jackin.
Jack Kwan. Yeah, that's Jackin.
All right, so we have Dany and Jorah. This is also a good moment, where they haven't really had a big reunion moment yet.
Well, I guess their reunion from last season was
right,
Yeah.
but
was good, but they
this-
didn't have a good conversation.
right.
I mean,
But-
last episode they had a laugh. So
Now, yeah, but they really had the moment where she was like, "Hey, if you were still around, I totally would have made you hand of the queen." But and I know that's planting a couple seeds about where we think we're going. But I'm also on the train where I don't know. I think those are seeds for the sake of being seeds. I'm not sure if they're gonna actually be planted and go anywhere with them.
right.
We'll see.
Well, I don't think they were planting. I think they were. It was like an attempt to, but with Jorah's response, basically, he's moved on from that.
Right. But it was cool because they still gave Tyrion some props, even though they're like, yeah, he's a little sketchy right now, but he's still cool.
He cool.
Then we got Dany and Sansa, and
Yeah. This ties into the last one where because he says like, oh, there's also something else you should do, so it ties in. Because I guess he just said like, you need to make amends with Sansa because you two ain't really.
Well, I understand.
Right.
I want to say with that, I'm not sure if that's because I know that's the way they cut it, but I'm not sure if that's actually what happened. Because I think what might have happened is the other favor was him telling her to send Tyrion into the crypt. Because he might have some plan going on where, like Adrian said, he might be trying to get back to being the hand. Or he might be, get Tyrion down there as a backup plan. Because I felt like, especially with Game of Thrones, that was too heavy on, the cut from one to the other that I don't know if... I mean, that obviously it could have been. I just feel like it was too blatant for that to be the request to just go and make up with Sansa.
Sure, but there was no other incentive for her to do that before. Like, not that there was no incentive, but there was no push. Nobody else pushed her to do that. So it just felt like that's probably what he said. But I could see what you're saying. I just think she said to go down into the crypt because she knows he's not going to really be any use.
He's gonna die.
He'll just die. So I think she was just being kind of nice, if anything. And maybe she took what's his name, Jorah's words to heart. Like, all right, maybe I should trust him. And if we win, then I will need my hand. So
yeah,
right.
So I don't know. It could be that though. It could be like Jorah. Just
well, no, that's what I'm saying. It feels like it could be either.
I don't know why Jorah loves Tyrion all of a sudden though.
I think you
Like,
were. I think the same thing with a lot of things is there's a respect. That's
Yeah.
pretty much.
yeah, sure. No, he like, yeah, he's smart. He's a good guy, and he helps the queen, and he likes the queen. He loves her, and all that. Yeah, I get it, but he should be fucking loving what's his name, Sam. That boy peeled his skin off and everything. Saves his
Uh,
ass. So,
But yeah, so then we.
and you know what I
Sa-
love is that Sam keeps giving him shit.
Yeah, I was
Like,
about to say, Sam just gives him shit every time he sees Jorah.
and then Jorah's just like, whatever.
Yeah, Jorah's hit the point where he's not even phased by it anymore. He's just like, oh great, more shit. All right, thanks.
Yeah,
Right.
those two should get together.
So
Can you go away now before you give me anything else?
we transitioned from that into Dany and Sansa having their talk. And man, it's been a while since we've had like the mind game aspect of Game of Thrones because the last time we really had it was with Littlefinger, but even towards the end of Littlefinger's life, he fell apart. So I mean, the mind games weren't there anymore as much as he tried. So even we had to peel back even longer to have that. This was the first time in a long time I felt like we had some fucking mind games going on because it was like that was like two crazy women are like fighting each other, just like smiling, just like having this facade in front of them, and they're just like
Right.
thinking a whole fucking other thing right up here.
Sure, I think it was that, but it was also
Yeah,
I think Danny was really trying to.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that did feel like it was all a mind game because it just felt like
I think there was
Danny
some.
was trying to be the
There was-
bigger woman
okay.
and bury the hatchet, and then but Sansa has become so freaking stubborn that she's like she saw an opening to try and take advantage of the situation like Littlefinger would do, and she took it.
See,
But I don't see it as the two of them trying to play mind games with each other. I saw it as, Danny was trying to step up and Sansa was going along with it until basically she saw an opening to try and get the North as its own thing.
see, I disagree. I think Dany just likes saying what she likes to say to get what she wants as well, and she's just trying to feed Sansa these lines with the smile that she had, that smile that she always kind of like throws on to people when she's like, "Hey, you guys can be for me," and I think that's the vibe I got, just the way she was just like over smiling at everything, and I'm like, and she knew that Sansa didn't like her, so it's like, yeah, so she's suddenly smiling and trying to do all this. I was like, I'm not buying it. I think she's doing it. I think that's why Sansa kind of threw that in her mind. She's just like, oh, so she's trying to win me over right now, so I'm gonna just throw back in what I want in her face. I felt a lot of mind games going on there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
what
it
was
was more she was offended. I think that she said we won't have another ruler, like because even though they rule the North, they're not really ruling the North,
Right.
because they're still ruled by whoever the king is or whoever sits on the throne. Yeah, I mean, I see
like
some
the
mind
last
games
two,
there.
The last
for sure.
two kings have fucked over the Stark family, so
Mhm. Yeah. So I get what you're saying though with the mind games. I see it. I said I could see it a partial mind game thing, but I do think it was more her just trying to, because she'll need to have somebody like Sansa to actually like her in some way. Maybe not be friends, but
Oh, I'm sure she would
not
love
hate
it.
her.
Yeah, she would love to have
Yeah.
Sansa on her side, but I'm thinking
So she was just trying to be nicer. I don't think she was
It felt
easily
fake.
like.
it felt really fake to me.
I think she was just trying to do like girl on girl thing, like
Yeah.
we're
But that-
girls.
But
She-
that
yeah,
that's
that-
just,
girl
it just
power,
felt like
you know?
it felt like to me they were burying the hatchet and just
Ooh.
Sansa was trying
trying
to
to.
draw a line in the sand.
I
Yeah.
see. I felt like it was the common trope of like girls being girls and they can't get along because it felt, the thing about that is it felt like there was no peace, like it gets brought up that all these guys can't handle girls being at the throne, all these guys fight over their throne. Now it's the girls, but I mean, I think it's almost a way of saying, oh, the girls can't handle the throne either. Like there's always going to be a fight between anyone, no matter what, no matter who, what
Well,
gender,
you're also
whatever
talking
does
about two of the three most stubborn characters on the show are sitting there talking to each other.
that. Right. And like I said, and because of that, I don't
So
think
it's
any of this
neither
is
of them wants to
genuine.
get leeway. So it's I like I keep saying, I understand, like Chris has said, I understand we're coming from the mind games. I just don't think that was until the end of that. I don't think I had anything to do with any mind games.
That's what I'm sticking with, personally. That's the way I felt it with that whole vibe. It's just like, especially with Game of Thrones, there's never been anything nice. There's always some sort of undertone of something going on. And the two most stubborn women in the series right now, the the fact that they're fighting over power. Danny, who always wants power. Sansa, who always wants power. It just there's no such thing as compromise in there. There's always going to be some back and forth whatsoever. That's the second I just saw Danny smiling and Sansa smiling back. I'm like, no, I don't buy it. But that's fair. But then we had I think now I was curious about this scene was so then Danny and Sansa get called out and you see Theon there, and then they're talking about where Bran's going to be chilling back there, and then no, this is later on. But
yeah, that's much later on.
Yeah, so Theon comes back in. They have kind of their moment, you know. But I felt already. I was like, oh, Theon's dead as fuck, dude. This scene made me feel like Theon's dead as shit tomorrow, dude.
Right.
Or not tomorrow, next week.
Yeah, I know you meant. I could see it. I mean, later on they confirmed that he's gonna be with Bran, so I could see.
He's dying. He's dying to protect Bran.
He's dying to stop the Night King from killing him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So there's something I want to talk about, but we'll talk about it later when we get to the ending.
Then we have the scene with Davos outside pouring food for everyone. He comforts one of the older guys who's like, I'm not a soldier, and he's like, hey, I survived all this shit not being a soldier. You can survive too. And followed immediately by the girl who reminded him of his daughter, with the fucked up like burnt face.
Daughter, but
his daughter.
It was Stannis' daughter.
Right.
It was Stannis Baratheon's daughter.
The one he was like looking after, but it was her burnt face that kind of reminded of the grayscale. Grayscale? Yeah.
I call it dragon scale, but whatever. I don't give a fuck.
And then
they go by both names.
And then he was looking at her and she's like, hey, I want to fight. So I thought it was a cool duality of like, some guys are scared as shit and some of the kids are like, fucking let's fight. But
right.
I thought it was a cool way to like see that
girl power.
I thought it was a cool way to see like his parental tones coming out and being like, I still you know what, you can fight but protect everyone down there. And she's like, okay, cool, you know. And then we saw Gilly there. Yeah. And is Gilly pregnant again?
I don't know, but she got chunky.
I thought I saw that too, and I was like, is she pregnant again? Because that's
she might be. I don't know. Sam been going at it, maybe.
Yeah, because
who knows?
Because she wasn't like that before, right? I'm pretty sure
she always had kind of like a roundish face,
right?
A little bit. Like, she was in that movie Detroit, and she was like skinny as shit in that movie. Yeah. So that's why I'm curious
if this is like a choice for that. I wasn't sure, but I wasn't.
I think it's probably a choice for some reason. Maybe she is pregnant.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. A lot happens over 2 years.
Maybe fat. Like me.
I was waiting for you to follow up with that. But that was a cool little scene. But then following
if she's fat and everybody else is starving, fuck her. Like Sam was already fat, so
we know why everyone else is starving.
Yeah, everybody's eating slop. Oh, good, more slop. Oh, God.
So we follow that with a really cool scene, which was the Night Watch the East Watch reunion, I should say.
Yeah.
Where they all came together, and then he was gonna give a hug, and then Tormund just fucking slammed him out of the way. Yeah. I love Tormund, dude. Tormund's so fucking good.
He's great.
But
at no point does even when he's like facing off against the fucking Night King, he doesn't give a fuck at any point.
You're right.
You know that meme where it's just like your pupil expands to like 100% once you see somebody you love.
You're right.
And the second picture is like the giant people. Yeah. That's me with Tormund in this episode.
Yeah. Tormund, dude. Yeah, we'll get to his better moment obviously later on, but man, he's such a fucking good character.
I think Tormund's really up there now. It's like this episode really solidified him as like one of the greats.
Dude, that's what I'm telling you. I wish if Eastwatch had Braun in it, dude. Fucking greatest fucking group there ever, dude.
Braun and Tormund should fucking team up.
I think you're gonna say fuck, but hell yeah.
I'm really wondering what Braun, like his whole thing's gonna be. But anyway, go ahead.
No, whatever you're gonna say about that. But I love the reunion. It's such a good reunion.
Yeah, it is a great one. I mean, they haven't been gone that long, only a couple episodes, but
but it was such a camaraderie in Eastwatch, to have that group together, even though they were like all kind of separates and they weren't all necessarily friends. They got a bond for that, like
right.
they're like homies in life.
I also love how he embraces John and talks about how much he missed him and how happy he is to be back, and then delivers the news on how soon they're gonna the Night Walkers are gonna get there. And then right before it cuts away, immediately sees Brienne and starts flirting with her immediately.
Yeah. Where is she? Where's the big lash?
They'll be here before dawn, and then immediately starts making flirty eyes with her. I'm just like, oh my god, don't ever change. Don't die, don't change.
Yeah, we'll talk about that scene in a second. This the next scene I thought was really cool. That was the battle plan, where they're just like they had everything laid out, and I love the way it looked. It had Winterfell right here, then it had all the blues right there. Like, oh, that's our enemy.
Right.
This is also like one of the scenes I was like, oh, we're fucked. We're fucked.
Like Tormund says, we'll die together.
So there was a very popular theory going out after last week's episode where so someone was saying, and it made a lot of sense to me, which I was kind of surprised it didn't happen. It was that, and maybe it still could, but I don't think so. Is the Night King
not there.
He's at King's Landing.
He's at King's Landing. That's what I was saying at the end of the episode too, because they didn't show him at the end.
Yeah, and I think, and that's what I'm saying. It still could happen. Is that could be a partial? Because think of it this way. There's a lot of reasons.
They show
we're gonna sidetrack.
At the end of that episode, they show him like you see him and you're like, oh shit, he's here, and then you find out, oh, he looks over and you see him at King's Landing.
That's what I was. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Sitting on the throne.
So here's why. Well, here's why. So let's detract for a second. Let me detract. So he has a dragon, right? He has one. He knows he can't be a 2v1 on dragons because he's gonna get fucked up. Right. So why is he gonna go straight to Winterfell? And when you have those people, what was it, Tormund and what's his fucking name?
Who?
Who's the dude that's friends with Jon that was at Night Watch?
Ed.
Is that his name?
EDD. Ed.
Oh, okay. Well, when those two are together, they come back and they just miss everyone. Like, yeah, they admit they had horses, but I'm like, that's weird to go around all them, right? But anyway, so the thing is that they're gonna go to King's Landing and attack everyone there because it's a free dragon. It's a dragon that's gonna fucking wipe through everyone. You know, it's like they're not gonna fight a fucking dragon. They don't even know how to fucking fight dragons. They're gonna go through, swift through everyone, and that's why we were getting all the visions. Remember the visions of the throne room just in ashes? There you go. That's why there was a dragon over him. That's when you thought that it was gonna be, oh, Dany's gonna go mad. No, that was the fucking Night King and his dragon. So the king brought most of his people over to King's Landing to fuck everyone up. Boom, he has 1 million troops. Then go back up.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're gonna have
and then people are really fucked.
So we're gonna have that revelation. We're gonna have a big fucking battle next week.
Let's say King. They killed the Night King.
So we're gonna have a big battle next week, and then you're gonna realize that wasn't the battle. that was barely the battle, brother.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking like we're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna see the Night King already kill everybody at King's Landing. I think it will probably end with him showing up at King's Landing
tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah, no. We're gonna get through. They're gonna put it through, and we're just never gonna see the king. And we're gonna have throughout the
they're
episode,
wondering where the fuck he is. He's like, "Where's the Night King?" They're fucking defending, and maybe a couple people die.
Oh, we're gonna lose people. We're gonna lose a lot of people next week.
I think no, I'm not saying at the end of the movie. I mean, at the end of the episode, they're gonna be wondering where the Night King is.
And then you're gonna see him. And then you're gonna see the exact same shot of them looking over King's Landing.
Saying that also reminds me. There's one bit that with Tyrion, I hope he doesn't die, but there's only one way I'd be happy with if he dies, and that was the hopeful foreshadowing he gives, where he says, if I die, I hope at least I can go and tear Cersei apart myself. Yeah. I'm like, if he dies, I want that to be what happens. I want him to die, become Nightwalker, and go there and kill Cersei himself as a Nightwalker.
Wouldn't be very threatening, Nightwalker.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like Cersei's kind of evil. Like, I don't know if you know this, but
also, so they have everyone they can't fight in the tombs, and everyone that's watching his head, they're like, whose bright idea was it to put people in the tombs when they're fighting a bunch of the undead?
Yeah, right.
So we got some more fucked up stuff there, but yeah, that's when they're like, hey, they're gonna put Bran out as bait, but That's.
I would love to just wheelchair him out.
That's what I'm saying.
In the middle of a snowstorm.
He's gonna live because there's no Night King there to fucking.
There's
kill
no
him.
Night King.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder why they went all the way over there. I guess the Night King could just easily just tell them go there. I can sense.
I think he just split the forces because they got a lot of fucking people. So I mean, he's like, all right, well.
I think it's only the Night King that could track him right after that mark, where he has the mark.
Right, but
That's-
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
he's
oh,
saying.
that's what he's saying. Yeah, he just told me, yeah, just go there.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
he probably
Night
just
King
told
knows where he
people
is
like,
at all times. So when the Night King saw, all right, he's hanging out. I mean, it's also he's on a dragon, so he could wait until they're like a mile away, then fly off and still be at King's Landing before they reach Winterfell.
I think it's
Game of Thrones world. The next cut, you could be halfway across the world. So, you know,
I
you
think
could be
that-
saying you're going to be on a boat to go to King's Landing, and then just be at King's Landing.
I think
So there you
I
go.
think we're I think that's a pretty solid theory though, because I think that's what's gonna happen. There's a reason we didn't see the Night King.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I got distracted. I just saw a new John Wick trailer on TV, and it was fucking amazing.
All right, TV spot. Yeah.
Yep.
So we had then after this we had the whole Tyrion and Bran sit down, and I think this is where once again it gets solidified that Tyrion's kind of just like ahead of the game, just being like, hey, let's talk, let's actually talk. And I put down on my notes, I think, is there some acknowledgement that's getting passed? You know, Tyrion's always the one that everyone's calling the smartest person. Is Bran sort of passing his stuff on to Tyrion because there was a lot of hey, Bran, you're the reason why there's history. You know, like there's not books, there's a three-eyed raven. Is it setting up so that Bran can die and then Tyrion? I don't believe it, but I think could Bran
I
die?
don't think it's that. I think, like I said, I think it's because they're doing that, and I don't think he's like passing off advice. I think Brad's literally explained to him everything that happened. So Tyrion, because Tyrion comes up with plans and stuff. So I think it's they're going to start losing at Winterfell, and then Tyrion's going to come up with some sort of plan because of what Bran told him, and that's going to basically reverse the battle. I think they're doing something along those lines.
Can Bran even? Well, maybe I guess I wouldn't know if the battle has anything to do with what Bran's thinking, because I'm kind of confused at what the power of his knowledge is and what his powers go to.
Well, we know that if people didn't do something, then he doesn't know, obviously, because he said then they mentioned like maybe we could use this. Does that hurt them? And then they're like, I don't know. No one ever tried.
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah, that was.
So we know
line.
he doesn't know everything, obviously, because there's things people haven't tried in the past. Because he only uses history to.
Yeah,
know
they keep
everything.
saying that, but yeah, it's history. He knows all of history.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
So, no, I know, but a lot of people keep thinking, oh, he knows everything. Well, we say everything.
Yeah, it's just the past.
Yeah.
Right.
He can't see the future.
It's no different than the fucking history courses you took in school, except he's just taken all the courses.
Actually, he can see the future, right? He can see glimpses of the future.
He can see glimpses, but none of it's concrete.
Yeah, like visions and shit. Like you saw with the ashes and the throne room,
right?
Stuff like that. All right. So, was that actually a Bran vision?
I don't know. I think so.
I don't remember.
I think it was, but he's also said like he can see glimpses of the future, but nothing's solidified. Right. So the stuff he sees in the future still might not happen, but at that time, it's a strong possibility.
Right.
Anyway. So we got that. Then we got a quick scene with Grey Worm and Missandei, and
it's like,
no one.
This fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So they're both. Grey Worm's probably gonna die. That's probably.
Yeah. No. He.
Oh, absolutely.
That was setting up for like we're gonna live the whole thing.
You know what? I'm
already
calling what's gonna happen. What's her name again? What's the girl's
Missandei?
name?
Missandei.
Melisandre. I thought that was the red one.
Melisandre is the red one. Missandei.
Yeah. Missandei.
Yeah.
There's too many people with the same fucking
name.
name.
That's what I hate about that.
All right. So what I think is gonna happen is he's just gonna turn into a White Walker after losing in battle, and then he's gonna. No, I don't think he's gonna kill her. I think someone's gonna stop him from killing her. But she'll see.
I thought you were gonna kill him.
Maybe that too. I guess. But I guess she'll probably have. They'll probably give everybody that is in the cave something to fight off a White Walker just in case they show up. Right. So I guess I could see that. Like a what was it called again? The Dragon Glass, right? Dragon Glass,
yeah.
They had plenty of it, so.
All right, so we got that. Then we got another Night Watch reunion, and I love that line. They're looking over, and they go, "Now our watch begins," and that was like a good callback.
Well, there was that line, and then I loved the line where it was Samwell, killer of White Walkers, lover of women. This is truly a sign of the end of days.
Yeah.
I like the one before that too. He's just like, "Hey, I was the first one to kill a White Walker.
Why is everyone being so mean to
stole
me?
books." And then he was just like,
White Walker. I stole books. I'm like he's saying that. I'm like, Yeah, now he says about it. After everyone on Night Watch, he's probably been the most badass this whole series.
Yeah. But then Ed's just like, yeah, we're fucked. It's like,
Yeah.
Yep.
But that was a good reunion too, because again, they even went through. I can't remember all these people, and they're like, yeah, we're the only three. Last one, burn our bodies.
Yep. I don't know if there will be a last one, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
that was a good little.
I think Sam will be the last one.
Oh, Sam's
Cameo.
living. I think I'm pretty sure Sam lives.
He's gonna write a book. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be the one telling all this story.
Hunger Games.
So then we go back to Tyrion and Jaime, and then everyone joins up, and this is where the one where Tyrion, or not Tyrion, Tormund comes up, and just fucking. All I put in my notes was Tormund's a mess. he's just he's a wreck of a person.
Did you hear his story?
Yeah, and he fucking just slobbers it fucking down.
He loves it.
And Davros is just like so disgusted that he needs to get a drink.
Yeah.
Drink. Like,
and I also love what was it that he said to Brienne?
Let's fuck.
No. It wasn't that, but it was.
It was something.
It was like nice to have you here or something like that. It's like, oh yeah, nice that. I don't mean not like that.
Yeah, no, it was nice to have you. It's nice to have you here, but I mean here with us physically, like right now.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
Nice of you to be. Nice to be with you. Nice to be with you too. I mean, you here with us to fight.
I would love. I want that power couple.
Like
honestly,
still trying to fucking deny him every fucking chance.
I want that couple to happen because they create fucking monsters as babies.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
They would be giants.
Yeah. But I just want to go back to the story real quick. Can we just recite it real quick? All right. So his name is Giant's Bane because when he was 10 years old, he killed a giant, crawled into its bed with the wife giant. The giant wife woke up and thought it was a baby, so she let him suckle on her teeth for 3 months. Yeah. And that's why he's so strong.
and then he chugs down a fucking, like, I don't know, I guess a bullhorn filled to the brim with mead and just chugs it down.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be giant milk. Like he just has a supply with him at all times.
What a fucking man.
What a man.
What a goddamn man, dude.
What a man.
He when he dies, you know he's gonna die.
Yeah. It'll be a manly death.
Every time Tormund gets close to dying, he always just fucking makes it out. Because remember in the Battle of the Bastards too, he almost got fucking killed. And all those people had to bring him back. Whew, that guy's on. That guy better have the most motherfucking like goddamn hero death. Like he needs to fucking go out like taking out.
He's gonna fight like one of the commanders or something.
That's exactly what I was gonna say right now. He's gonna fight one of the people on the horse that just fucking take him out with him, dude.
He'll take all.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's gonna be like a murder suicide with the general, where he gets hit with a fatal blow, but he does it in order to deliver a fatal blow.
Damn it.
Which if he does, oh my god, that'd be so goddamn awesome.
This episode made me fucking love all these characters again, and I'm like, fucking you're gonna kill him, man. You're gonna fucking die.
He saves Brienne.
Oh yeah.
Go.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then she saves him, and then they kiss.
And they fuck in the middle of it.
They fuck
in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So,
why not?
All right. So yeah, we got that. That was a cool like everyone's hanging out talking sort of moment. They're all like, "Hey, we're gonna fucking die tomorrow, so let's just like be warm and like hang out."
Yeah, just drink some mead.
That was also another thing I liked when she came in with Podrick, and she was like half a glass, and then you see him literally overfill it and just like give it to him winking.
Yeah,
might as well drink it all. Fuck it. We're probably gonna be dead. Might as well drink all of it. Don't let those motherfuckers have it.
You got.
I just like that. That was another thing I liked. That after that time, there's still a little bit of a bond between those two.
Right. There's a lot of bonds. This episode should have been called Bonds.
Yeah, really should.
So many bonds. It's just like even almost Danny and Sansa. I know you say that was mind games. There was almost a bond being.
Yeah, it
was like forming, and then it just like right at the end it just went.
Right.
That's
dust. Fair. I just genuinely that's how I feel. I'm just
sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So then we got the Hound and Arya having another moment together.
Another bond.
That was great. That was great.
And he tells what's his name? I can't. I always forget his name.
Used to not
Dundarian?
shut up.
Barrack.
Now you're sitting there like a fucking mute.
Dundarian, right?
Barrack?
Barrack Dundarian, right?
Yeah.
That's his name? I don't even remember his last name because Dundarian sounds
Dundee.
like Dundee.
Yeah. So they had the first. So first off, Hound and Arya had another moment together, and Hound's like, "Man, you used to fucking talk so much. What happened?" She's like, "I don't know. I changed." He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
all right."
It's like,
And then Barrack comes in and he's like, "Hey, is he on your list?" Not really. Like he's kind of low. Then they had.
Well,
No, it's like not. He used to be.
he was, yeah, he was, but he
Yeah.
was low.
And then
It was insinuated that he was low because they remember he sold them to the Red Lady or sold Gendry to the Red Woman.
yeah. And then then they had a cool moment. They were all drinking together. Then Arya just dips. They're like, "Where are you going?" "I don't want to be with you, miserable." Was it miserable shits or something?
I'm off to
miserable
lose my
shits.
V card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is something that she picked up from the Hound. Because
Right.
I think that's like his favorite thing to call anybody. So
That was good. But then so then we go to the weirdest scene, which like
weirdest?
okay, so it was Arya finally getting it. You know, it's been 10 years.
I've been waiting.
So here's the
What?
thing. Here's the thing. Here's
Who's
the thing.
been waiting for this?
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
All I have in my my notes is welp. Welp. So
In my notes,
Yeah.
yeah, like good for her, you know, like because she admits it, right? She admits she's like she admits it though, you know, like at the beginning, like everyone gets all the fucking
she could've
pussy
picked
and dick.
someone worse.
Everyone else in this fucking series gets it, right? And she's at the age
Yeah.
now, and it's been however many years since the beginning. She's an adult now, and to me it was so weird because it's like it felt like we were watching our daughter. It's like we were watching our daughter. Like first off, she still like has a baby face, you know, where it's
Yeah.
like it's like Selena Gomez, you know, where it's like she just like has
Sure.
stayed the same age forever. It felt like, and she
Well, it's also when you see a character start of the show at age 12,
yeah,
and then 10 years later they have a scene like that. It's like
yeah,
it's hard to disassociate season 1 Arya with season 8 Arya.
right.
It's okay. It was obviously a body double. You could tell
It was,
like CGI.
yeah.
Oh,
At first,
that was probably the weakest special effect I've seen in this entire show.
right, and
Because I looked.
I was like, are we about to see fucking
That was
Macy
really
Williams
obvious.
naked? Like what? Whoa,
There was even an angle where you could have easily saw at least one nip.
I'm pretty
but
sure
they
there's
made
a
sure
nip. There's a
you
nip
did
on there.
see-
Oh no.
No.
Oh okay.
No, maybe. I
You
don't know. I
fucking
didn't
watched it like
No,
that.
No.
You fucking analyzed it.
Actually, it was a really awkward scene.
No, but like I said,
I
said,
knew what was happening. She took off the gloves. I'm like, oh.
she's supposed to be awkward though, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
her
was like,
first
how
time.
are they going to go with this? And then, like, I saw the body double kick in. I'm like, oh, we're going all the way with this.
All right.
Yeah, I thought that too. Like, where are we going with this? Is this gonna go like all the way? I was like, are we gonna see everything? And I was like, and like I said, like everyone else in this is the show that was built off titties and sex and gore, you know, and fucking Arya already had all the fucking deaths in this. It's like, well, she might as well get something because she's literally lived a life of like, hey, I lost my family, killed a bunch of people, now I'm an adult and now I'm here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it was awkward just because like yeah, we've seen her since she was 12. You know, it's like this is it feels like we're watching our daughter. You know, it was like.
For me, I think the problem was a lot of people.
Your hands
it
off
wasn't
the
even
dirty
so much
man.
Arya. They just it was a mix of like Arya, and they just couldn't they couldn't disassociate like the Macy from the character.
That and I feel like there wasn't enough sexual tension built up. You know, like I feel like for
It
Arya.
felt like
There was a little bit
it was
in
kind of
earlier
just thrown
seasons.
in there.
No,
Watch those
but
scenes again. Even
no,
though
no.
she's young, you could tell she was digging them.
Okay,
I'm talking
but
about Gendry.
she had like, but it felt like almost like a kind of an older crush, you know, because it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, like there was no tension built up in outside of there. It felt like
And I feel that's the fault of them just introducing Gendry this late into the series again, like reintroducing him. He should have been in season 6, I think. Like if he was in season 6, then maybe we could have had a little bit more of them together in season 7 somehow.
Agreed.
I don't know how, but no, they introduce him an episode before he has to go and like run in the snow and and run back again.
Hey,
Right.
we found you after running away. Next episode, hey, he's running away again.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
you get there in record time. So good
I think that's genuinely what a lot of people's issue was, where there was no sexual buildup for Arya. There was no like.
No. The big issue was just it be a sex scene with Arya's. That was the big issue for a lot of people.
No, but
for most people.
but even if there was like, let's set aside that for a second. There was no buildup to that. Like there's no like she wasn't like she all of a sudden she was curious about it. But we didn't really hear that.
No. I agree with you on that. That it was just kind of thrown in there. But I'm saying overall, everyone's issue was just it was the sex scene with Arya. I saw almost no complaints about. Oh, it just didn't feel. It felt like it was thrown in there. It was just all I saw was just not Arya.
I think had they built it up, I think it would have been fine. But what are you gonna say, Gore?
Maybe it's Jack Han.
What if he's in every sex scene?
He was the red woman.
The end of the series just reveals everyone is Jack Han.
They all put their face off. Night King takes his face off. It's Jack Han. Sir Pounce shows back up.
It's some fucking Scooby-Doo shit.
Off-Broadway show.
Sir Pounce shows back up the cat, and it's him.
Oh wait, when's he showing up again?
No, I don't think
he got blown up.
Oh, Sir Pounce. Okay, yeah, no, he's dead.
Yeah, Sir Pounce got blown the fuck up.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh yeah, he did, huh?
They confirmed that. They didn't show him.
They confirmed that when everything blew up, he went up with it.
Yeah, don't worry. He had a painless. He died, and it's fine.
No,
What if his body is still there and Cersei dies because fucking Sir Pounce comes back as a fucking Nightwalker and kills her?
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, no, but Captain Marvel did the cat thing earlier.
Wait, say again?
Captain Marvel did the cat thing earlier. The cat betrayal.
A cat betrayal. Yeah. She gives her, like, she has an eye patch now.
So,
there's also just one thing I liked where it was one theory that I saw pop up that I really, which came up with the whole Night King thing, which I think would be fucking amazing, but I can't believe, because I haven't thought about it in so long. What was her shitbag son's name?
The one
I haven't thought about him in 4 seasons.
What, the one? Oh, Joffrey?
No,
Joffrey.
Oh, Joffrey.
Well, that's what my fears. And so it's like, since his body didn't burn, what if the Night King goes to King's Landing and revives his body?
Just for fucking shits and giggles.
Go after Cersei.
Yeah, he'll probably revive everybody that's in King's Landing, right? That's dead, even in the ground. I'm assuming that he does.
We got a lot of people dead from wildfire.
He can revive anyone unless their body's been burned. No matter how long they've been dead for, he can revive them.
I want my girl. What the fuck's her name? What's Marjorie? I want.
Yeah, Marjorie got her. Well, she probably got incinerated though.
Yeah, no, she did. I want her back. I fucking loved her.
I liked her. I did not like that they got rid of her like that.
I know. She got the shit end of the stick, dude.
Yeah, right? Her and Iron Fist thing, it got bad fucking... Because it was the guy that played Iron Fist.
Also, I really hope they don't kill the Hound in the next episode, because if they do, a lot of people have forgotten about it, but if he dies next episode, that means no Clegane Bowl.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten. Every time the mountain shows up,
we all know Clegane Bowl.
We need that. If that doesn't happen, that's going to be the one.
George R. R. Martin's like, fuck yeah, all right, I got something.
This season.
What will happen is he'll be undead, both of them. I mean, technically the mountain's undead, right?
Yeah, he's undead.
Yeah, so I think they'll both be undead when they fight. Maybe the Hound will die, and then he'll be a part of the army, and they'll go to King's Landing, and then they'll fight, and then they'll kiss.
Well, there's a lot of interest.
Are you guys excited to see the Mountain versus some fucking some whites?
Yeah. Hell yeah. They're climbing on them.
Yeah, they're not just fucking taking them out.
Get off me, you shits! Throwing them off the building, wherever they are.
Oh man.
He bites one head off.
So like I said, with anyway, before we move on to the next, I think that's where I would have been with that. Like, yeah, it was weird for Arya, but I think there was like some sort of like like.
It was just a weird scene. I don't think it was weird for Arya. I get why she wanted to do it because everybody's gonna die. I might as well do it, and I like Gendry enough. So you know what? YOLO.
No, I had no problems with that. I think that was like,
I just
oh,
thought it
now
was
she
an
just wants
awkward
it. It's like, oh,
I also the one thing I want to complain, like, and I was hoping it wouldn't, but you know, we all knew it was going to be a staff that she was getting, but I was hoping it wouldn't, because like even I forget who the writer director was of the episode, but like even they were saying like there's going to be, and I'm hoping that's not it, but they were saying like there's some weapon that's going to change everything, and I'm hoping to God that's not it, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, so it's a staff.
It's a spear.
It's a staff with two.
I'm
two
trying.
knives.
I'm trying to
Wow,
avoid.
That's revolutionary.
I'm avoiding all the behind the
You could
scenes.
throw it at the Night King when he shows up on the dragon.
I'm avoiding all the behind the scenes and other people talking. I don't want to.
Well, it wasn't. It was just
You
interviews.
killed the
they
dragon.
did
Yeah, I'm avoiding
with
even
promoting.
interviews.
They said there's some weapon that changes everything, and
Dude.
they were teasing that was it, and that better not fucking be
I
it.
don't know. I'm trying to avoid all that. I don't want.
Braun shows up, and he does the same thing he did in that one episode with that dragon when he shot him because he's awesome. But he uses that thing and fucking takes it out, the white dragon.
And then shrugs it off.
I don't know.
So-
I don't know
so
how
he-
he shows.
so
I don't
he
know how he
basic-
shows up, but whatever.
Basically, 5 armies his ass.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's why. That's another reason why that theory is going around. That's why they're sending Braun up north, because fucking King's Landing get fucked.
Yeah. Good.
So we have after that we have the
Oh, he's not there.
the one of the best scenes in this episode where it was Brienne finally gets knighted, and
Yeah,
that was a good goddamn scene.
I
That was
love-
I'm not even
It's
gonna
just
say
like,
like
that's
it was
bullshit.
good. That was a good scene. That might be like honestly, like one of the most satisfying scenes of the whole series.
dude, and I would have never thought that. You know, I
I'm
like that.
smiling at the
That
end
was
too,
never
so-
that was never in my mind. But man, that like out of everything in Game of Thrones, that almost got me like really emotional because I'm like, god damn, like yeah, this character
Yeah.
fucking did a lot of shit. Good for her because she never had that. They're on the eve of getting fucking eaten. They're like, good for them, dude. Like she wanted it too. Like, you saw it in her
feel
face.
like,
She fucking
I feel
killed
like for
it.
Jamie, that was also like his character's high point.
And good
Where
for
it's like
Tormund.
he's done
Tormund just
all
like,
this
yeah.
And Jay was just like, you want to be knighted? You know what? Fuck it, I can knight. And he remembered, you know what? Fuck it, I can knight you. Let's do that shit now. It's literally, he doesn't even ask, do you want to be knighted? He just takes out his sword and
Kneel.
just tells her to get over here and kneels. He like doesn't even give her a choice. I'm like, all right, fuck yes.
And then he knights everybody else too. He knights Tyrion.
I
He doesn't,
also
he
like
doesn't
right
need a kneel though. So
I also like right after they because you know he's gonna take every fucking opportunity he can get. Right after she gets knighted, one person starts clapping before everyone else, and it just cuts to Tormund,
it's Tormund.
super excited,
He's
like putting
really
all of his.
I
shit right
fucking
into
I
his
love it
claps.
because he has a genuine care for her too, which is awesome.
Oh yeah.
He's just so happy.
I love his
yeah.
reasoning behind it. He's like, fuck the
Fuck
rules.
Fuck,
Yeah.
fuck tradition.
Why not? Because it's tradition. Fuck tradition.
Yeah,
right.
he's all about that girl power, man. Hell yeah, Tormund. That's it.
But that
Next
was
thing.
a fucking poignant scene. I loved it. There was like a little group of people that were all like strong characters there to like celebrate it. It was so good. I love that scene.
It's also been a while since we got a good scene like that where you had so many big characters like that all together, and it just none of the bullshit, just them sitting there talking. Like I love the whole thing with Tyrion where he's sitting there just going over how basically everyone in there but Podrick has fought against the Starks at some point, and now they're all there in Winterfell
Yep.
trying to protect the Starks.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man.
Yeah, man, form together.
So then we got
Find a
that.
common enemy.
We jumped to
Also, I think I just want to say because I remember from I think it was the first book when this song came up. Jenny's song came up.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm getting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I feel like that's foreshadowing for Danny and John.
We'll get to that. So we have we jump to Jorah and Samwell afterwards, which is also a good scene. I think that's Samwell passing his
Targaryen sword.
yeah
from
sword
his
to Jorah, and he's like,
lineage.
I love. I actually
Hearth?
I laughed out loud because it was like, no, keep it. That's yours. Like, I can't hold it up.
I can't hold it up.
Heartsbane, that was it.
That's fine,
Yeah, he's like, I can't hold it up, so you can
I like
have it.
Giants
Yeah.
being better.
But that was also a good scene because Jorah kind of needed more. Jorah needs a lot of more motivation because he's been kind of in a shitty spot.
I don't know. I think he has enough motivation.
Yeah, but he's getting more of it, which is good.
Yeah.
But I do like how they're still keeping a bond there between Jorah and Samwell after Samwell it wasn't just Samwell healed him and that was it.
Right.
There's still even after his family getting killed, there's still a bond between the two of them.
Right.
Yeah, Sam's over it. Whatever.
So
he'll probably die tomorrow anyway. So
earlier I forgot to say we segued to seeing Sam ask when it was the night watch thing. Sam asked John if he did it yet. He's like no. So you can tell we know he's prolonging it because nothing ever happened with that. Then we come back, we get the song. That's the song. If you want to talk about that, Casey.
What?
The song.
Now the song happens.
Yeah, well, that's because basically the song's about I forget which Targaryen, but it was basically because it wasn't I don't remember which Targaryen it was, but it was whoever he was with. No, he gave up the throne. God, I'm trying to remember the book because it's been a while. Well, but basically, it's it wasn't a Stark, but someone else was in love with the Targaryen, and the Targaryen was in love with her, and he gave up his line to the throne because of his love for her. So I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with Jon.
John doesn't seem like
after he tells Dany and all that,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it's saying is after all this shit happens, Dany's going to confront him with it since that shit didn't happen tonight. Yeah. And he's going to say, I don't want the throne. You take it. I love you too much and all that.
Well, yeah, I don't even think Jon really wanted the throne ever. There's never.
He doesn't want anything. But
he said last episode he didn't even want to fucking be a king.
He wants to rule Winterfell.
He
barely even wants that.
He doesn't want to rule Winterfell. He
doesn't want to rule.
He will do it. He will do it if he has to, though. Yeah. But Sansa could easily do it.
Yeah.
He's shown before that he'll do it.
But the thing is, he doesn't want to. But it's one of those things where, like I said last time, him learning his heritage, he doesn't have a choice. He's now automatically he's technically automatically king. He didn't have a choice in that.
Yeah, but if nobody else knows about it,
actually give it up. But until he actually says, I give up, my claim to the throne, he's technically king.
Sure. So but if nobody knows that, nobody's known that for years that he was a Targaryen. I don't know if he'll tell anybody else. I think he tells Dany now, but Dany might not tell anybody either.
She's pretty upset about it. So we get the song.
She's upset about fucking anything.
So we get the song. So hold on.
She's like,
slow down.
Now she's like, okay, she has a rightful claim to the throne. Now she's really in trouble.
Yeah. So we get the song that kind of goes through everyone else, all the other lovers in the episode. So it doesn't. It's trying to make it feel like it's a song for everyone. And then we loop back to So they go down. We see him in the tombs. You can see Jon's kind of like in full thought, and then that's when Dany comes up. Hold on to his arm, and Jon's like, all right, well, I gotta tell you everything. So he lets it everything, and we were kind of wondering when that was gonna happen. It happens now, and so Dany takes it the way we'd all imagine, where she's just kind of like, what? No, what?
Yeah, I'm just surprised she didn't say, wait, hold on, that mean you my nephew?
Yeah.
And
I was right. That didn't come.
Also, this scene does bring up the one issue I had with the last two episodes, which is half of Dany's scenes end on a cliffhanger, and I don't mind one or two, but like every other scene with her that's happening, and it's starting to get annoying.
Yeah, it happens a lot in this show where something gets intense, and then
it happens a lot.
Your Majesty.
With different characters. It's not just always one character every 15, 20 minutes.
Bron getting ready to fuck, and then he just gets cut off.
3 times this episode. So
your boy getting ready to have a four-way, and then he just gets cut off.
Oh yeah. To be fair, it was kind of already being ruined anyway. Did you see the dog?
He got saved
around with that eyelids.
He got saved from the spots.
Yeah, the pox. Thanks.
Yeah.
What him? Fuck you.
It's okay. One of us going to be dead from the pox in less than a year. Which one?
Yeah, he got saved.
Which one? He got saved. Well, he might be dead anyway. So
we get that, and then all of a sudden we hear the horns, We hear the sounds. We're like, oh, is this gonna happen? And then sure enough, we go outside, and yep, there's a bunch of them. And as we said, no Night King. So
Like, at least not yet.
nope.
Well, we'll see. Maybe they're fucking
Yeah,
with
not yet, because I'm hoping, like I said, we're all hoping it's King's Landing, but I feel like when they showed that preview where it was all them, like,
I don't want to hear
getting ready
previews. I don't want to hear previews. I don't want to hear previews.
Yeah, we didn't.
I don't watch
They
previews.
showed
I don't watch
nothing. It
previews.
didn't
I'm not
show
watching
any.
previews. I don't care. I don't want previews.
I'm sure it didn't. I still don't.
It
watch
showed everyone standing there. That's it.
Okay, that's all. No previews.
Fuck! I didn't know they stand.
Yeah, no, I'm
Literally
avoiding.
every cut was.
I don't.
someone
I'm
standing
just
there holding
okay.
something.
It's weird. The preview I watched, they all went into wheelchairs like Braun, and they went.
Yeah.
or Brand, sorry.
No, yeah. For the record, anyone listening, we're not gonna talk previews. Because I know in other spoiler casts.
They don't talk about it.
Yeah, a lot of people either get upset they don't give a forewarning because it's still future spoilers. People are like,
nothing even to talk about.
yeah, but I
because
don't.
They're good with this.
I don't
Their
want to. I don't
previews,
want
They
to hear
don't show
previews.
anything. They just show people standing there doing shit.
Okay, I don't want your previews. I don't want your interviews. I don't want your previews. We're four episodes left, and I'm just like, I just want to go in blind, completely blind, because I did watch the previews for this week, and I was like, even though they didn't show anything, I still got.
Hey, you
spoiled
watched this week?
This last week, it played the beginning of it, and I was like, no.
I was
No.
you talking shit and you watched this one.
No. I watched last
Sorry,
week.
you talked about last week. For this
I watched last week.
I know
so
you meant. I know you meant.
I'm for sure like not watching them anymore because I think that gave me too much idea of what was going on for this episode.
I think I watched the last week too, only because I didn't know. I thought I was going to the behind the scenes thing, and I just watched it. I was like, oh wait, this is a preview for fucking because I know they do the behind the scenes thing for HBO Go.
Yeah.
So
Same thing with that too.
Hold on, no. I don't want.
Same thing with that though too. I'm just avoiding all that.
Behind the scenes stuff was actually pretty good. I watched this one.
Oh,
Yeah, I watch it all when it wraps though, just to get a cool little recap of it. But I don't know. Like I said, same thing with
We have a 2.5 hour long.
it's the same thing with Endgame. You know, there's a bunch of those TV spots. I don't need to watch them, even though I know they haven't shown really anything new.
Okay. They haven't been
And
shit.
even though even though our friend said that he read everything that happened and he said that it doesn't actually spoil anything, and I'm just like, nah, I'm so good. I don't want to know anything. In fact, you know what's funny is I actually didn't realize I didn't even watch Infinity War's TV spots, so I've been going back and watching those now, watching reactions to those.
They didn't spoil anything either.
Anyway, so that's this fantastic episode. We got the final goodbyes for a lot of characters where it's like if they die next episode, it's gonna suck, but we got our goodbyes, we got our moments with them. This definitely felt like a goodbye episode, and I applaud them for their impending doom they have. I wrote that as a note. I was like, there's just impending, just people have this people know the end is coming. It's bad connection, but it reminds me of Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Okay.
Where
nobody saw.
I love that movie. That's like one of my top 10 movies.
Yeah, I get you with the impending doom. Like,
and it's there's a cool psychological idea with people know they're gonna die. There's very little. Well, first for that movie, for sure they're not gonna die or they're not gonna live. But for this, like they're like, we don't think we're gonna live, and no one really had. And we have mentioned the time that they do say that they're gonna live, it's a joke. They just all laugh at it. So that's what I got. Like I love when there's.
It also feels like, which I think it's gonna be. This is the last bit of calm we're gonna have. Not even before the battle, but like from this point on for the rest of the series, it's just full throttle.
Yeah,
it's gonna be no breaks, no time for rest, anything like that. It's just gonna be nonstop, just fucking death and emotion and reveals and confrontations and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, no, we got our last words. These are our last words. We're not getting a lot of these smaller moments anymore.
No.
So
imagine we do though.
And what if all next episode is just talking?
Take a break
all next episode is King's Landing. They're all talking.
Yeah, and you just get little glimpses of fights,
or
you see the Hound die. Like, wait, hold on, go back.
Even better, the next episode starts with all the Nightwalkers out there, White Walkers out there, ready to attack, and then you just see the freaking Night King just slam onto the ground because he fell off the dragon and he's dead, and that's it. And the next 80 minutes, just everyone trying to figure out what the fuck to do now since the Night King fell off a dragon and died.
You see the dragon fall right after too. Everybody else falls. Like, all right. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. Directed by David Nutter.
The next 81 minutes, the episode is just the credits.
All right.
It's like that time we played a jumper, and it was what, like 15 minutes, and it was only like 25 seconds long.
Yeah.
But made the video like 15 minutes, where it's just there's nothing else.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I made a video for Jumper. Go check it out.
All right. So that was this episode. It was it was really good. I don't know what to say. It was a really good episode. I was really happy with it. It felt like a longer episode too. It was like it was just under an hour.
It wasn't, but it felt like a longer one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was like a minute longer. But
well, let's put it like this: this is the last time for the series. We'll all be feeling this happy.
Yeah, unless they win.
No, it's gonna be bittersweet. Even if they win, we're gonna have a lot of people lost. All right.
We'll see.
So that's our Game of Thrones spoiler cast. We post Mondays. Does it matter what time? I think you said
around 12.
Around 12 your time?
Eastern.
12 Eastern. These go up.
Noon-ish.
12-ish.
12-ish. Somewhere around there.
Sometime between lunch and dinner.
If you like this, tune into our movie podcast. We post every Tuesday.
Well, yeah, sometimes Wednesday.
Sometimes Wednesday.
The game podcast I post immediately on Thursday. So.
Yeah, game podcast goes up every Thursday.
And then there's going to be another podcast on Saturdays.
It's Saturday or Sundays?
Where I review porn parodies. So
with Gerard?
watch those. No. It's just me.
What happened to you and Gerard?
It's not a podcast. It's just my new series.
That's actually a great idea. I just thought of that. That's a great idea.
Are you and Gerard doing that thing or no?
Yeah, here and there. Like whenever he shows up to the house. So
all right, so stay tuned for the
once every few weeks maybe.
Whenever it happens podcast.
Yeah.
Cool. Goodbye.